It's
Yeah,
definitely an idea. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's a good one, but it's definitely a hero you can pick.
one thing is for sure, it's an idea. If it's a good idea or bad idea, only time will tell. Uh, let's see, we have two more bands for KD, one more band for Evil Geniuses. The Evil Geniuses team respect, Constably Terra's Blade.
You gotta
Um,
respect it.
yeah, it's strong. And now we have Enigma band. Mm,
Okay, so Vivo KD thinks EG needs an offlaner, like you said. I mean, it's possible. I mean, Whisper has such a good Mars that I always want to see Mars on his hands, but yeah, Matthew plays it pretty well as well. So not sure yet. That's another thing about EG's draft, right? They pick 4 heroes and you don't even know where those heroes are going. Maybe it's Alina 4, who
Hmm.
knows? No, it's not Alina 4, but still, they have all that flexibility to multiple players play same hero in different positions. They are so good at doing that.
maybe Evil Geniuses now has the best 8C, the best carry, the best support, the best off lane. I'm not sure if they have the best mid lane.
I
It's
think
a good
so.
fight.
Chris Mile is
Chris
playing
Luck.
pretty. Yeah, he's
Okay.
playing pretty good. I was a hater of him in the past. I was like, nah, he just works out on Beast Coast, but he's playing really good. He's playing really good.
Yeah, yeah. I think the only position of Evil Genius is that we can discuss about who's better is mid lane, Chris Luck against Dark Mago, but P1, P3, P4, and P5, they have the best squad, and this reflects in their flex potential. Yeah, they can play a lot of heroes. Their pool is huge.
So,
Um,
Gipepe, I want to hear a call for what the final picks are going to be.
I'm not Sherlock. Sherlock is the guy that just gets the heroes. I'm here to bring ideas to the table, not heroes.
uh,
But
Okay.
okay.
Fine.
but
Fine. We'll let you off the hook
uh,
this time.
no. I'm going for it. EG
Okay, okay, okay.
is going to pick. I think they need an offlaner as well. I think this Mars is going to be on Matthew. He's just going to pick. I have no clue actually what they need. They need a dispel would be good against Omnignite, Invoker offlane. I like that, but no. What else? What else do you have on offlane that has a dispel against Omni?
A
Do you have
dispel.
some anything? Yeah, it would be great to play against Omni.
A shadow
I
demon.
can't.
Shadow Demon offlane. That I mean, I can see Whisper doing that. I mean, Shadow Demon
Spicy, yeah.
timing. No, Shadow
Yeah.
Demon Mars. Oh my,
Whoa!
oh my.
I don't think that is a shadow blade, shadow demon off lane, but it's a shadow demon,
Maybe it is. I
and
mean, it's Whisper. He plays Rubik. He plays Silencer
I
off
th-
lane.
I think it's Lina carry, Mars off lane, Tine mid, and Shadow Demon and Ogre subs. But was a really good predict, and would be more fun if it's a Shadow Demon off lane. And now SF in KD stars.
Uh, do you like the SF pick, Wingblade? I'm not sure if I like it.
I feel like they had so many holes in their draft to fix, and they just needed like a really strong ranged hero to go together with Omni Knight that can hit buildings at some point. And they already banned the Terrorblade. Luna doesn't exist in the game anymore, so SF is a decent option. I don't like it, but then again, there is nothing about their draft that I really do like, so it's like, what can you do?
Fair enough. I mean, if it wasn't for this Shadow Demon pick, I think they may pick draw. But I don't think you can play draw against Shadow Demon. His ultimate just ending with your Hurricane Pike is just so strong against draw. So yeah, I think I agree with you with the Shadowfield pick. They needed something. Shadowfield is the hero. I
Okay.
I like more the EG's draft. I think, but I'm curious to see this Omni Knight. I'm really curious to see what he can do about it.
So now draft is done. Trying to ignore the Evil Geniuses paper advantage, let's think about draft. I want to see your predictions. Katie or Evil Geniuses, who has the best draft here?
EG.
EG.
Okay. So the project is on the table. I will go with EG2. So now it's time for the game. Otomo, Math, it's your turn. Good luck, boys. Let's see this game. Hoping to be a very good game.
All right, thank you very much, guys. And Otto, I can't believe my eyes. And two teams that I think play the Lena very well, and it gets through the first phase. I can't believe it. What do you make of this first draft that we're seeing?
I like the amount of stuns we have on EG, and they have the save of the Shadow Demon. The other side, you look at it, it's like we got what techies is your control coming out. I mean, you got Shafi and Ultimate. You're like, let's hope we get the fear off. I don't know. KD stars is a very interesting draft. I do like the Omni Knight though. You know, unironically, I like the Omni Knight. I do think this hero could be a good counter. Can remove a lot of these buffs.
Instead of banning out the Lena, right? We saw them go for the Rubik and the Batrider ban. They banned Batrider, but they still picked up the Omni. Omni, one of the heroes that I think is traditionally a very good counter into the Bats. I'm surprised that they banned it, but still would go for something that's like that hard of a counter to it.
Yeah, I like the Omni Knight as counter to the Lena, but the Shadow Demon is still existing. EG has just got so much easier draft to execute. You know, the team fight from the Mars, the saves from the Shadow Demon, and everyone has some form of disable. For KD stars, like what Broodmother, Omni Knight. Again, your best controls coming out from Tusk and Techies, and that's not enough. It's just not enough. So we'll see. You know, everyone is going for EG, so I'm gonna be the contrarian. I'm gonna go for KD stars. I think they're gonna impress us. Just because someone has to believe in them, you know?
That's a good point. I know a sinking ship when I see one, though. Even though there's no Kunkka here, I think you give the best team in SA, Lena, you're going to have a rough time. Now, getting first blood could make things a bit better. There's a disruption from Matthew on the high ground. See Smiles still clicking with those trees, and 40R. They seem to be the aggressor, but he actually gets walked on back under the tier 1 tower. So he's going to back out here, and honestly, I thought they had a chance, but honestly, Matthew, like sitting in the trees of the enemy high ground by their tier 1, and still making a good play there with the disruption.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen a lot, right? Because again, you only have what Snowball. It's just gonna happen a lot. That's gonna be the problem. KD Stars has got to find a way to crush these lanes and try to snowball like by taking towers and fighting around enemy objectives. Because it's such a risky thing. Hey, the mid Tiny versus Tusk. So that's gonna be all on 4DR. You know, 4DR has to be able to make a lot of moves, a lot of plays this game, and to make space for his team.
Yeah,
I know. You're thinking
you're
like
early.
It's like I don't know how you're gonna be able to be like, oh, we're gonna win at this point of the game, because even late game it's Lina and Ogre, which is very strong, and you're up again. You have the champion, which is decent, but it's not enough. And Panda going out smacking King RD like 5 times in the face.
Oh, yeah. And the hero
Even
has such a
with
buff, right? The attack damage, it's like, oh, you do so much damage all at once. And yeah, you're right. They did take away the armor a little bit, but unfortunately, King RD with all 44 damage that he does level 1, he might not need the armor so much right now.
I like how Isprog goes with Ogre. At one point, he's like, okay, I'm going to give him like 8 health regen, 8 armor. Then he takes it away, and then he's like, I'm going to give him 20 damage now. You know, it's he's like, you know, just gambling with the patch log. Like, all right, armor changed, and it's -2. There you go, you know?
That's what it is. Just rolling the dice. Man, I do like how they're playing this early on, though, right? Like, they took down the health of the mid lane Tusk really nicely, and now his CS 7 and 4 denies. Now we've seen this matchup a lot. Honestly, I think this is like the 3rd or 4th Tusk Tiny matchup that we've watched in the mid lane. And like, do you think that anything different is going to happen here? Because I feel like Tusk has consistently like kind of maybe not lost it, but like had to rotate very early because of what happened with the tree.
Yeah, that's one of the sort of advantages of Tusk, right? He's a solid laner, and then he turns to level 6, and you can, you know, it's hard to zone him up. But the thing about C-Smile at the time is that you get so much extra damage from the tree grab that makes it easier for you to get those nice. Because that's always been the advantage for Tusk. Like, oh, against Ember Spirits, like, and you know, he does better in the lane in that situation. But against the Tiny, it's hard for him to out CS him. You know, you already have like the as you can see, the avalanche, and there's more damage as well from the tree grab. So. For DR, he is suffering a tiny bit. You know, it's just very little.
Ooh, well, I mean, bot side, we also have a good amount of training going on, and Pakaz already at 16 CS. Poor Tavo trying to get up to 12 now. Going to be a bit better when the lane pushes back in. And top side as well, Costabile is still a little bit struggling, but early on the SF, you just need to build up those stacks. It even feels really nice because you're able to get a stick in this lane as well versus the Mars, right? So it's pretty cool sometimes whenever you have these like very mana dependent safe laners. Shadow Queen being one of the ones where you're almost constantly putting out mana. But versus the Mars, it makes it really easy to just get the stick and have a nice time. Oh, this is a nice combo maybe. Stun from the LSA, but now Lina getting chased down on Tavo. One more right click. That's first blood for Tavo. So going from out CSing and almost getting aggressed on to turn it around with the sticky bombs of the techies. Now that's what you want to see if you're a KD Stars fan.
Oh, for sure. And that's another like big factor for KD Stars, that Tav also has to have a fantastic game. Broodmother is one of those heroes that can take over the map. You know, you get all those aura items that helps your team take fights. So, and of course, you're very hard to bring down yourself. So it is a big deal that Tavo has a good start at this game.
Mm-hmm.
So Tavo
It's so much pressure, right?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good though, right? It's not so bad, you know. 40R sitting at the top of the CS charts. Tavo getting first blood. In the meantime, though, we can see the top lane. Actually, bottom lane, who cares about the Panda? Does lose his life. Production catching it on the tail end. They're like, oh, we're going to look top. No, we're going to look bottom, in fact.
No.
And the Spirit does come out.
There's always kill
need KJ to
look at this.
be around.
Even more. He is going to get purged up, but Matthew keeps on running. The Shadow Demon will run you down, and KJ, no counterplay to that one. And Whisper picking up another kill here. This is a hard one. It's like, honestly, you have this really defensive Omni Knight in your lane, and all of a sudden you turn around, they stick a Shadow Demon. So even whenever you finally feel like you're gonna do the most with your Heavenly Grace and your Guardian Angel, still you have this hero that directly counters you in somewhat of the 4 role, I'd guess, right now.
Yeah. And I mean, unlucky for him, KJ wasn't there at the start. He could have helped him, you know, move the stun from the Spear of Mars. So that's one of the things you'd like to have him, dispel. But yeah, you know, you have to go pull as well. So a bit of an issue there. Overall, it's not too bad, you know. I mean, I say that he's second lowest in terms of CS, but it's still not too bad. You know, KD starts having a small network advantage.
Another advantage. Look at that. 40R. Solo kill in the mid lane there for the Tusk. I'll be honest, like, that's really unexpected to me, I think. Tiny should typically be the one that's putting on all that pressure. And getting a first, or not a first one, but getting a kill there in the mid lane solo, that is fantastic. And 800 net worth difference, 40R. He is putting some work in the mid lane. My goodness.
Yeah, and this is great because again, Tusk, you are this sort of mid-game hero afterwards, where you oftentimes see the hero sort of sliding back in terms of net worth. And see, Smiles, he can lose his life again. No, they don't have enough damage. But yeah, I mean, you really need to have a good start to the Tusk, because later on the hero doesn't farm as well and starts falling off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, I like the move. It's sending the techies in for the rune as well. It's usually the dream, you know. You see your mid laner made a great play. You know, you go and you refill the bottle, hope that you can kill the mid laner again, just ruin the enemy game. Speaking of ruining games, down bottom, 40R now going in for the Lina, and because again, he was out CSing Tavo here, still is, but a nice kill for 40R. Gets the kill in the mid lane, goes down, frees up bot side. This is a beautiful performance and how to win the mid lane and take your team into a very nice laning stage afterwards.
Although they might be paying for it to get that, but KJ is on the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming and goes to be like able to get one raise, maybe turn around for another. Whisper will get hit again, turn around for the long raise, and just a little bit more damage. And KJ will pick it up, and even goes to belly. He hasn't stopped yet. A double kill for the Omni Knight is the one to pick it up. And then even as we move into the mid lane, not mid lane, bot lane, Panda. Going down as well to King RD, but man, way to step up right there on the Shadow Fiend.
Dude, the Hammer of Justice from KJ. I know it's Hammer of Fear, but that was like the Hammer of Justice. Like, run the last hit on the back, brings him down. And KD Stars off to, 6 kill advantage, 1,000 gold lead right there, right now for them. It's looking pretty good.
Oh no, yeah,
so the 7-1 curse, it's over.
Oh, no.
It's not there anymore.
We'll hope here, because this is This is really, I don't know, a lot of people, myself included, you're the only believer in KD starts right now, and it seems for good reason. This is unexpected. We expected the laning stage of EG to be very solid, mostly in their advantage, and then take it into the late game. But as you said, 40R, he doesn't have an option. This isn't a, I can go late on Tassi. You are correct. I like to see him making these moves. Even gets the regen here as Coach Billy, he's going to start taking up these jungle creeps, even maybe freeing up some XP for the Omni Knight or someone else to take that top lane. So they're just transitioning in from like one advantage to another and really stacking this up. Because already out of the lane as well, Broodmother getting everything that you need bot side. KD stars, this is pretty perfect. I don't know how much better this can get for you.
No, this is like you said, this is the perfect start for them. It is exactly what they needed. You know, C-Smile is also going to be delayed if he goes for the Blink Dag, which he kind of has to make plays like sort of give the team a chance to come back, because you want to give Pakas time to farm on the Lina. So the fact that he's really suffering, he's behind all the cores by a significant margin. This is really good. Whisper's the one having a decent game from EG, so I wonder if they're going to collapse on him. You know, play around his Arena of Blood. We'll see what KD Stars wants to do. Of course, for them, Tavo always pushing bottom is going to cause another headache for EG. So I just love everything that KD Stars has done so far.
Right? It's I am really excited to see this. I was really worried when I see, oh cool, you gave them Lina and Tiny. Good luck, everybody else. But this is fantastic, and I will say, I know, how dare I? But I don't know. So how do you want to see this Broodmother really play this one out? Typically when I see an offlaner that's like a dominant force, I want to see them stay in that lane, keep putting on the pressure, and never leave. And force 4 people to you like they're doing right now, and maybe even get some kills along the way. But do you want him to kind of rotate out of this one anytime soon?
No. It's like you said, you want to stay in the lane. You want people to devote resources to chasing you. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to bring 2-3 heroes bottom or risk losing that tier 2 tower, losing the outpost and control of the map. So Tava's perfect. They have no real counter to the Broodmother. Maybe Mars could show up because the arena does remove trees, so that helps you catch the Broodmother. But apart from that, the other 4 heroes are not really suited to catching the Broodmother. So overall, like, Tava's doing the exact thing he should be doing. I want him to stay bottom as long as possible.
Yeah, now 2,000 net worth leaders. We get into the 10-minute mark here, and a few ancient stacks too. That's the glory of having a Shadow Demon on your team. Very easy to stack up here. And honestly, you know, EG, they do have the Lina, but won't be able to take these just yet, right? I think we're a very... Yeah, it doesn't look like we have a Maelstrom yet on the Lina, so once that comes out, maybe, but 40R, I think there's an opportunity here. Tuss, maybe make an aggressive move here, get into the triangle, because surely you have to know as KD Surge, like, that's their only way back right now. You dominated the lanes. It's jungle farming. That's going to get EG back in this one.
Yeah, and I mean, but again, it's going to take a while for them to actually clear the ancient stack. It's there, but they don't have a spin or anything. Although, that's good. We might be losing our friend here.
Yeah, Kennedy tried to get it out, but a nice look there from the Tiny, getting the avalanche. And do you call it space? All right, that's the biggest cope in the world if you're a support. They're like, hey guys, don't worry, they got 2 people to me in their own jungle. All right, I'm freeing up space for you guys. Is that real, or is that just a kill?
No, that's a skill, but you can always be like, he wasted his Spear of Mars. You know, it's like a 12-second cooldown. He can't use it. You know?
Spear down.
That's what you go with. Exactly right. It's like. Don't worry, guys. Zeus uses Arc Lightning. It's down for a second and a half. You know?
Oh man, killing a lot of these a lot of the spiders maybe. No pipe just yet, certainly. I know the Tava's had a good time, but pipe ain't online just yet. Although a good thing to mention is once the pipe is online, I hesitate to see how they're killing these spiders unless you put them right next to the Mars. Maybe also a Deso on the Mars to kill them outright, I'm sure.
And by the way, check it out. They did put Whisper bottom lane. They were like, okay, we know that Mars is the best thing to have against the Broodmother. We're going to go for the C-Smile. He might be getting it himself.
Yeah, I mean, Blast Off actually misses. They drop 2 mines down in the mid lane, and it looks like that'll just take some illusion. So almost a good move, but Matthew, good job on the save again with that disruption.
Still fine, right? Like, again, you're forcing them to commit resources. EG, everyone's just coming in the mid lane. Their supports aren't even level 6 yet, so it's causing the problems. It's just the map is starting to constrict a little bit more. You know, the Broodmother. Oh, here we go. The Whisper making a move.
You know, that will kill someone. Jump on the techies with an arena, with an avalanche, that'll kill. But they're trying to get some retribution right now, KD Stars. Look at Panda just disappear. That ogre. I thought it was really thick, but they just Go right on that Ogre, kill him outright. And now Tavo, even without the spiders, not done yet. A quick toss up, but he really wanted that Shadow Demon. Unfortunately, won't be able to find it. Creating some spiders to maybe pressure out this mid lane. Coastability, I mean, very, very early mid-tower pressure. Do you think that EG can hold this one?
No, without Arena, very difficult. Whisper may have used it a bit too soon, but now they're going for it here.
Yeah, they're trying. I mean, the Requiem used, blast off as well, and they do kill C-Smile. Already a rough game for him, now off the map, and losing his tier 1 tower. This is abysmal right now if you're the mid lane Tiny.
Dude, I like how Costabella used the Requiem, right? You wouldn't go up close just for the damage. Like, let me just get off, make sure that Tiny can't use his spells when he comes back from the disruption. So, really well played. And KJ skipping the ultimate at level 6, realizing that I just need more Heavenly Grace. He's actually maxing out Purification. Usually we see people go for like a 2-4-1 build, but he's got 3 points to Purification. The cooldown does go down, and the heal is also very useful. So interesting to see him skip the ultimate, but with Lina not fighting, most of the damage from EG side is magical in the early game.
No, yeah, I like also putting that emphasis on like you know, there is no need until later on for that. And oh no, Mars probably gonna get gone on here, trying to kill all these spiders. And Tavo, he with the toss back and the save. Maybe they've actually gotten him out of dodge. Blink backwards from Whisper and the Arena. They've locked up the spider. Now I don't think they can kill him. A nice dispel from KD, making sure that spear doesn't do much. And even with the hammer, KJ taking another one and a snowball. I don't know if you know 40R, but that is their tier 2 and tier 3. Maybe you should back out a little bit.
Oh, they kept Whisper alive, but losing C-Smile again. This is the core that it needs to make space. He's got a Blink Dagger on the Tiny, so that's nice at least. But they still have issues. In fact, they have 2 Blink Daggers on Whisper and on the Tiny. This is nice for initiation, but also means that these guys don't have as much stats as you'd like them to have in this situation. Yeah. And with the other side having a Guardian Greaves and Omni Knight, you're kind of lacking the resources to kill them. You know, you can jump on them, but unless you burst them instantly, which doesn't seem like it's happening, you're gonna have problems.
Yeah, this has been such a sustain-centric meta, right? We're going back to a lot of these offlaners that have the Greaves. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen a ton of the Necrophos. I know that hero is bad for a host of other reasons, but like these very sustain-heavy offlaners building the Greaves. Now this Omni Knight, as you said, going for the Q first. Make sure that we just have the heal, right? All we want to do is make sure that we can stay in these fights. So with all of that happening, yeah, I mean, EG, they've got to get this damage pretty early. Whisper, thankfully, again, with the God's Rebuke, is able to kill the spiders. Only Greaves coming out right now from the Broodmother to start just happened, and now we're on the race. Likely to a pipe, you think? Or should there be a more offensive mindset with maybe an Orchid or something?
No, he's going for the pipe. He's got queued up, and I think that's what you want to go for, because they're going to go for him as well.
Oh, here's another Requiem. Feared up on the Lina, an instant kill, and one other right click. Just throw it over to the Ogre Magi. He'll die too. It's 2 gone here, and C-Smile, well, thankfully able to take some space, get a top tower, but that is your carry going down for EG.
Masterclass by Keith Stars, man. The draft is a little finicky, but the Omni is brought together. Thanks to that double kill that he got, and Tavo was starting off with the first one. Like a couple of small things have really given them what they needed. Tavo's just taking over the bottom lane, and Whisper's the only one who can deal with him. And they've also made sure that, like, if you're Mars, you kind of want to be making space around the map and fighting. But if you're stuck defending against a Broodmother, you don't really feel like you're having the impact you want. Even when he got the Blink Dagger, he jumped on Techie just to use it. You know, it's like, look, I got it, and that was wasted. And he just took the mid tower. So they're playing really well for Geyser. Not just the way they drafted, which is weird, but the way they've actually forced the enemy to move around.
Oh, yeah, they're going to force something else here. Blast off, does connect on the Lina. A save from Matthew, trying to get the Lina alive. But KNRD, can they get a little bit more damage? The bombs need to get off, but Pakaz able to battle back here. 40R, maybe he's finally gone a little bit too deep. Purge up on the Tusk here. Can't roll out to anyone. And the toss back with the Omni Knight. They may lock in 3 here because KJ going to get speared back in a tree. And that is so desperately needed for EG after they lost so much of their map beforehand.
Even with the war... I think they had vision of the area, but they still lost that fight. KJ was a bit far to sort of save his team when they needed him, and unfortunately, the jump was just a bit too early. Nice disruption save coming out. I thought Pakaz was out for sure.
Yeah,
nice comeback coming out for EG.
Yeah, you can't fault them for that initiation,
And-
right? You see Alina, you pop the tag team, get the punch up. You should theoretically have that damage. KRT trying to make something happen. Easy hit. You feel like at this level, it's so hard to get a mine hit, right? You have 3 people who are like obsessively clicking the ground to make sure that they're getting that mine as soon as it's placed.
Gotta be very careful about something for KD Stars. That late game, they do lose a little bit of that steam, you know? Tusk, very mid-game tempo hero. Later on, yeah, you can get like a Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter, and you're still very useful, but a lot of your damage, you know, is in the first 20 minutes, you know, 25. After that, you start falling off a little bit. Same thing with the Brood Mother. You know, you get those aura items, you're amazing, you bring so much impact, but 300 health heal later on doesn't feel as useful. Once everyone's sitting at like, you know, 2.5 thousand health and doing, you know, 1,000 damage a second.
Oh yeah, I'm interested to see what this Texas is actually going to do about that too, because you do go for this usually like offensive build. In E-Blade would come out so you can't right-click the mines, right? But Matthew, once he gets his shard, that's a continual purge, right? Your teammate is always going to be dispelled with whatever's on top of you, so it feels like that may make some sort of like counterplay to the Texas as well. So like I actually like how the supports scale into this lineup too. So I definitely agree. KD Stars, like they need to make this happen. Even as you said, with their like kind of unorthodox lineup, we're getting to that point in the DPC, right? Like K-Stars, they've already played I think 3 or 4 series, so there's a lot of draft available for them. EG only 2, so not as much.
Yeah.
We know that they're 100% win rate on Rubik with 2 games and a lot of other tiers with 2 games, and we know that Mars probably gonna die here. Just a little bit more. 40R gets the kill. Matthew is gonna disrupt. We want to fight here. We're not done just yet. LSA is gonna hit after the disruption onto the toss, and they've even tossed in KRD. What a combo. The dispel actually committed for the techies. 40R will die for the Requiem. It hits on a few of them. Panda will try to run away from the spiders, but Tavo will get himself another kill. Even Matthew going down. You can take the toss, but we'll take 3 for it.
Very well done. Very well done for Key Stars. They also got the you know, bomb tier 2. They have the kill. They might want to start thinking about Roshan because again, you are on a timer. You know, it looks it's all nice and good right now. Everything's going really brilliantly, but like this fight is again close to be all his. I don't think he's actually had a Requiem where he's like 5 feet. It's always like from 20 feet away. He's like, I'll Requiem him from over my town, from you know. But it's worked out for him. He's been using the. He's been focusing on using the fear aspect. It's worked.
Oh yeah, it's so like since you're not going like that blink Yules anymore. Honestly, I've seen very rarely where you use it for that Requiem, unless there's like an arrow stun. Sometimes you're able to walk up the whole way and set up for it, or sometimes maybe there's like a Naga combo whenever it's in the mid lane. But yeah, so very few times you do that like magical burst build where it really is. I just want to fear him. I just want to make sure that they're essentially stunned and I can hit them. And very nice, of course, combo with the raises. So yeah, no, I like how he's used it so far. Very much setting up the rest of his team, and honestly, saving the techies there for sure. I didn't realize it at first, but the purge was on Tusk, so you weren't able to dispel him. Techies the only one really with a chance of getting out, and they managed to save private techies.
You know what's one of the best Requiem setups? It's Shadow Demon's Disruption. All we need is for him to set up one of his allies for it. That's it, you know? We'll see if Matthew is going to be doing it for them or not. But overall, Costabila having a fantastic game. You know, level 16 at this point of the game. He's got BKB and a Mask of Madness. So his right to damage is insane. Whisper, is he going to find him? Probably.
Oh yeah, Mars just setting up. Just gonna keep you around, see if my team's gonna show up. Goes to Bella, actually 4 steps further into the trees, but it's just staying. They're just gotta. They're camping him. They're camping.
They know where he is.
Oh no, they're still gonna go for it. Oh my lord. Yeah, they have everything they need to. They're TPing in right now. Stun, Avatar, Spear, everything you can dump into goes to Belly. That is one dead Shadow Fiend, and he's gonna be out for 48 seconds with Roshan possibly available here for EG.
A bit of a mistake from Costabila. He teleported to the outpost. Yeah, like happened no matter what. So Whisper was gonna catch him. His team was a bit slow to back him up, and that point it's like, you know, guys, I'm caught, I need help. Very awkward situation for them to be there, but this could be a good comeback for KD Stars.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew is going to go down. Whisper trying to get the arena. Will get the spear onto the top, but that means KJ is free to roam. And a nice avalanche still will be followed up by Tavo. That spider hurts. Get themselves another kill. Wants to encroach onto the triangle as well. They just want to section off the rest of this map. No breathing room for EG, but Pekaz able to hold the high ground. That's essentially another tower with the Maelstrom. You don't want to run into that one.
KJ is so patient with his ultimate. I feel like if I was playing Omni, I would have used it like 6 times by now. They got caught in the arena. He's like cool as a cucumber, you know? Here we go. We're going to get a kill on Whisper here. And another kill from the Hammer of Purity. You know,
I feel like I'm honestly, this is Oracle gameplay. This is it.
A lot of people get the Aether Lens so they can heal or save from a distance. He gets it so he can kill steal from further away. You know, he's like, don't worry guys, I'll get him with the hammer. So it's actually a pretty short range spell. It's like what, 350 or 375. So
it's really only for laning, it feels like. So yeah. And man, I love how, like, honestly, you get Whisper coming in, he throws an arena and spears. Like I'm ulting, I'm scared, I'm terrified, I'm throwing it out. But yeah, he's like, just holding and holding and holding, never really scared. Honestly, that fantastic state of mind from KJ.
By the way, Hammer of Purity does like significant damage. I think if you maxed out, even at like level 7, you do like 250 pure damage. It's pretty great, like as a damage ability. It's pure. So yeah, KJ, I mean, he's been getting a few kills with it, so he's proven that this thing can do it. He's got 4 kills! What the hell?
Those are mine. That's the support mindset, all right? I set it up, I'm enabling you, I'm taking some of this gold, I get mine. It is like the Hammer had its own, like, on Omni Night. There was a core Omni Night period. It wasn't on this patch.
Yes.
It was I think 2 or 3 patches ago, where there was that little stint where people were like, hey, this is pure damage on a right click, I'll take this. So it had its moment where it was a very strong damage spell.
I mean, it still is, but yeah, I know what you mean. And KD starts 5,000 gold lead. You know, they got 2 of the tier 2 towers. They have Aegis on Costabile. Will they? I think what are they gonna do now? They can still farm for a little bit more, but again, I'm worried about that timing from EG. You know, if they win a couple of big fights, I think KD starts. Smoke on smoke. They have the ward advantage for KD.
They have vision here. How fast are your fingers here? They see the wards come up. And they actually blink out, all right? Tuss wants out, but the Shadow Fiend, he wants in. Panda in a bit of danger here. Selkin Bow gonna hit. C-Smile will just throw out those trees, make sure that everyone's running away, but Cosabella, he's not done yet. The techies will blast off into the rest of the team here. It's going to fall, and Cosabella just so slow right now. Doesn't have the opportunity to really get in and get the Requiem he wants. This Ignite is putting on, honestly, a lot of work, even from the grave here, from our Ogre Magi.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication. You can tell that, right? Like when I saw the Tusk, I swear I was thinking, oh, he's gonna blink right next to him. They're gonna kill on Panda, but he blinks and I was like, oh, where is he? He blinked away, but Costabile, he had the same idea. He was thinking, wait, we're gonna fight. So a little bit of, like I said, a bit of miscommunication coming out there. C-Smile has the Aghanim Scepter. It's a lot of damage, but he does need the arena to set up a few people, and there is the Omni Knight's ultimate to deal with that.
Yeah, fantastic honestly counter already to it. That's honestly, up until this point, probably the only thing we're throwing up the Guardian's Angels for right now, except for maybe a God's Rebuke, right, for the Mars on a few people. But Costabile is going to get disrupted here. Maybe an opportunity to get in, and Avatars, they may find this Brood Mother. Guardian's Angel out protecting from the physical. It goes to Billy, let it rip! Here comes the Requiem. BKB pop from Whisper, has to run away from this one. Panda, this poor Ogre, put his body on the line. Dead again here, but they have kited out Arena. They cut out some BKBs because Billy able to get this spelled again from KJ, holding these for just the right moment. They'll take the tower, and even though it feels like just small pokes, Vivo Cage Stars, they're just walking right up the higher lane. This disruption onto the time. You're gonna send them back with a spear. 40 yard, maybe another one, KD. Now this one, they do manage to get the kill on 40R. Now probably having to back out, but Costabile, he's just not done yet. Still having the Aegis. Do you think they can still do this without this Husk? Oh, they're trying.
They seem like they want to.
Yeah, BKB, because you're not that strong. The disruption finally hits. No BKB pop from Costabile. Maybe if he popped in time, he was able to get that kill on the lane. But Whisper now trying to go in. We'll get the spear backwards, just trying to get Costabile in danger. They need a little bit more damage, and they finally get him. Coming back to life here. See Smile setting up for another kill. Avalanche right on top. There's no more BKB from Costabile, and it looks like EG. They will surround. They will likely kill. But how many can Costabile take on his way out? A few more raises, because heading for the back line, and Otomo is actually able to collect on the Lina. They'll trade carry for carry, and how much more can this Broodmother do? Disrupted again. Someone needs to kill this Shadow Demon because it feels like KD Stars, they're just having such a problem maneuvering these fights around this disruption.
That was an interesting decision by KD Stars to keep forcing the fight when I feel like they could have backed out a few points. I don't know if they won that. The fight recap says that it's very even, e.g. tiny bit of extra golden experience. But remember, you're the momentum-based draft on KD Stars. You're the one that needs to, you know, make sure you don't lose anything. An even trade for EG is not bad for them at this stage. So
no, not at all. Plus, when you know you're behind, right? Any even trade when you're behind, that is you favored. That's you coming back.
Yeah, I mean, the small win percentage is starting to increase for EG, even though the net worth advantages remain the same because, you know, the AI, it's a smart AI. It knows what's happening. It can tell that this draft is not built to go late.
No, honestly, I really, I do believe because Stability, I feel like if that BKB was just popped a little bit earlier, they do get that kill on Pakaz early. He may not even die here. I can't fault him, right? You don't want to have to BKB for just like, what if he disrupts me when I want to get this last hit, right? Like that's not something you want to have to think about. But I think this makes Matthew is further and further becoming the #1 target it feels from KD Stars, because otherwise they have such a problem trying to kill any one of these fights with their first damage.
Exactly, right? And with so few stuns on your own side, it's like when we use one of them and it's get removed, it's like, well, we lost our control. The guy got disrupted. Whoops. Maybe we should have picked another stun, but that's gonna be something they have to be worried about. Still, it is an advantage for KD Stars. They have the outpost. They have all the tier 2 standing. They've lost only a couple of tier 1s themselves. It's all gonna come down, I feel like, to the next Roche. Right? KD Stars gets it. They have a very good chance of winning. EG gets it, they can stall it out for a few more minutes, at which point their lineup becomes, I'm not gonna say unbeatable, but it does get a little bit worse. Like you can see, like we haven't. Yeah, the AI has it still gives EG a quarter of the match, you know.
No, I can believe it. Honestly, I think those second Roach timings are always what feels like are the indicator with these tempo lineups, right? First one is nice, you get control of the map. But the second one is where you really start to see towers go down, outer towers all down, even some high ground pushes. That's usually on second Roach, especially with that strat that you get as well. So second, way too important. Techies is actually able to break some smokes on the high ground, throws a sticky bomb out. So EG made the smoke, wanted to get a kill, and very nice timing, right? 1 minute until Roach could respawn. So they wanted to try to take something back, but KD Stars, they are disciplined. They're sitting right under this tower. We will take a fight on our terms, on our vision. We'll cut your waves the entire time.
Yeah, you know, like KDS has been playing very disciplined the whole match, and except for that one time where they I thought they forced the fight they shouldn't have, but overall, like they were not going to chase them, right? They're like, wait, we have a ward here. We don't need to go anywhere other than staying in our wards. Pakaz, is he going to be caught here?
Oh, Pakaz turning around with the LSA and with stun as well. Now they will have the blast off from Techies on to the Ogre Magi, but Pakaz turns around with the double kill from the Snowball in on the Tusk. No BKB available or a perfect LSA, I'm not sure, but either way, Pakaz turning that into a double kill where it felt like there should have been no hope.
Yeah, he's got a fresh BKB, but I don't know if he had it equipped at the time, or maybe just came to him with that. But either way, scary. You can see why Leah's so strong, right? Like she just took out, she just man fight the Tusk like it was no big deal. And Pakaz is mega farmed. He is the highest MMR player in South America right now, the #1 ranked guy. Definitely the one you're gonna give Lina to in this sort of situation.
Oh yeah, another reason. And again, like we're so far in, I get there's gonna be different drafts. Very surprised though that the Lina was in the pool. It's still at like a 50% win rate mark, but every time that KD Stars has gotten it, they've won. We have yet to see EG. This is the first time they've gotten it in the SA DPC. So you know they're showing it with Pakaz. I mean, you know it's got to look strong.
Matthew's also got the Psychic Headband on him, which is really nice for Shadow Demon. I wonder if he's gonna go for the Aether Lens. He's got Force Staff ready, but Aether Lens would make him pretty much impossible to catch. Wait! I said that!
Go,
what does he do? He has the cast range! Why? Well, of course, you know, he walks into an observer and loses his life.
He was alive if you
go.
didn't say anything. You did this.
I know! That's the problem, right? It's like, I ruined it.
Oh yeah, and
I think
Roshan, pretty
production,
easy
they're only
taken
doing-
there. They're doing this just
you know,
because they know what you did. They know
I
what
know.
you've done.
You know, Shaolin, he's a producer. He's a bit of a troll. He's like, wait, they've never showed it was like another support dying, right? They never showed it was just a support, but they're like, you know what? The caster just said this guy's gonna kill us all. So
For this one, we'll do it. It's okay. I'm sure that
It's
they'll
worth it.
replay the clip of you saying that KD stars. You know, you're going for KD stars. They'll play that one after this game is over. That way you'll get your redemption.
still, he's actually all right. He's gonna go for an A on this on Manny. Then he's gonna be
There we go.
unkillable. Impossible
Oh,
to
yeah.
get him there.
Literally cannot die. And speaking of can't die, it goes to Melee. Shadow Blade, that's the only thing he needs. Turns in with the BKB. Mars getting the arena. Will section out plenty of heroes from Gage Stars. But, oh no, they don't even kill him. The snowball in. They're going to find Bakaz here. BKB popped up. And here's the Requiem. That's one for damage. But Bakaz instantly with the BKB won't get bamboozled this time because the Melee will still have the physical damage output. Look at all those right clicks, those fiery souls coming through. I mean, Matthew trying to get onto the high ground. The psychic bed
No way out
down
this. He can
backwards.
die.
Even the disruption, but the fear goes with that's like half of his HP. This Shadow Fiend, shadow on shadow violence in this game number 1 of EG versus KD Stars, and they're already up the high ground.
So in the lore, Shadow Demon, like he sort of owns Shadow Fiend. Like Shadow Fiend is sort of his bitch or something like that. But
Okay.
Costabile is showing like, nope, no one can kill me in this game. And just gets just brings Matthew with 2 hits down. And that's going to be Rax as well. No buyback on Picasso. They can go for more if they want. Remember, no tier 2s are standing. That's the second Fortify used. KJ in that fight, holding the Guardian Angel until it was perfect for him to use it.
Oh, this could be detrimental. Tiny, feared up, gone with the blast off. They even take down Panda. And now this is certainly a free rack. They have buyback on 1. Ogre Magi, no buyback. So they're going to be stuck 3v5 until the Lena comes back. But look, they don't even need those spiders. Costabile is just taking down these racks. They're going to try to go for a little bit more. All right, Lena up in 3 seconds. Got to be a bit careful. Disruption used from Matthew. But look at the damage again. Costabile, there's just nothing to stop them. And they actually
Nice spear.
backwards into the base goes Costabile. Have you finally gone too far? Hakan set it up with the outside, baby. The BKB pop, they'll get through. In fact, trying to get back home with this TP and Costabile just in time. All we lose is the Tusk, and man, that could have been much, much worse, but Cade Stars still fantastic high ground push for them. And that's what we needed. We needed that tempo.
Yeah, they did their best to, you know, like force them back in, try to chase for kills. It was a little ambitious, gotta say, but they did force a buyback coming out from what 2 of them. They got 2 sets of racks, so huge victory for KDE Stars, even if they had to lose 4DR in the Aegis fight. Like again, this is just the perfect situation for them. Top lane is the only lane they have to play for right now, and EG they have to always be pushing out the middle and the bottom lane, getting less resources.
Yep.
It's still not over though. You gotta still be careful. It's still a Lina. You know, you still have a 5% chance according to the AI.
Absolutely. We did see, Lena already played once today in our previous series. Also had a rough time, lost to the Faceless Void. It was largely Lena favored though until we got to the end. And this time, as you said, I really like again how KD Stars, they went down to the bot racks, they took that one out. If you're trying to contest Roshan, biggest probably objective on the map for the next still even 10 minutes now that Aegis is gone again, like you don't naturally push out bottom. You're only going to be pushing out probably top and mid if you're really trying to contest here. So they're going to have to keep looking, EG. They smoke up here. Roshan not even possible to spawn for another 4 minutes. They're just going. They have a 13,000 net worth lead. Don't let them get any more farm. Let's try to kick them while they still don't have Aegis in hands.
DD on Pakaz though. That's very dangerous for them. They can kill KJ.
This is how it could turn around. Absolutely. And they see it. They have vision of Fakaz, so they know NDD pop now. They know what they're up against. But Whisper hiding in the trees, just waiting to get that one arena spear. Now this is where KG positioning, like this really matters, right? If they do end up getting that spear in the SF and they do end up trying to lock him down chain, like the Heavenly Grace is the only thing that can get you out of that, right?
Yeah, yep, and he's got, by the way, he's got an Octarine core on a position 5 Omni Knight. You know, the classic Octarine core at 35 minutes, which is, it's really good for him to have in this the game like this. I mean, brings your purification. It does actually just sort of reduce cooldown, but He's gone for the reduced cooldown Guardian Angel as well, so he can. KJ has become maybe the MVP in this game, honestly. They spawn ward. I
I'm
think they have a gem
liking.
fort, and yeah, they just.
I'm liking it. They shadow bladed up. They're still smoked on 4. Now EG doing the same thing. They have this ward on the high ground. They want to
There's
play
a
around
ward
their
there for
bridges.
EG.
Techies about to show. Yeah, you gotta be careful here. Techies, this isn't free for you. Pumping up the blast off, letting him know I'll move if I have to. And it looks like the arena, and on the mid lane, only finds the spider, gonna spear back into Pecans. And KJ, nowhere to be found here. The Laguna, Otomo, he may actually be able to get away here. They use the Guardian Angel. The physical damage won't help you here. Now 40 on the backline does go down, trying to find something for the EG side, and now LSA connects onto the Shadow Fiend. Maybe they can get him. Turn around with the BKB. Arena out again because Billy, he just doesn't care. Feared up, trying to get back now because this is one angry Lena. The tree throw for the backside. They've stunned up the Shadow Fiend, and goes to Billy. Turning this one back around because the damage is here, and you just can't take down the Lena. Omni Knight trying to TP away as well. It's a triple kill for the Tiny, and that is a fight that EG needs, and Roshan could be up in 2 minutes. They just need to hold on a little bit longer for the next Roche.
Oh, there's no buybacks, man. There are no buybacks in that situation. KJ, his ultimate came out. It was good use of the ultimate in that situation. And yeah, they go straight for top. You can see KJ trying to get close to use his spells because the arena was like sort of on the other side. The ultimate comes out. It's really good, but it's too long of a fight. And the sustained damage is only constabile for KD Stars. And he does a good job of it, but it's not enough. You're up against Tiny with that the tree throw in this situation, absolutely massacring them. Because, again, these long sustained fights, there's only so much you can do with the life for KD Stars. They are running a little bit out of steam, but they still have the big map advantage right now. And looks like I don't think they lost any Raxus for this. So the punish, it was not too severe, you know?
Yeah, not the worst. I will say, like, there's some bleeding there, right? You see how you can lose these fights. I think you didn't dedicate, honestly, enough to the Shadow Demon. You still tried to go on the back line, but only with a Tusk, right? And they just turned. They turned and killed 40R. I think he does have the right idea, just maybe a bit mishandled in how he was doing it. So maybe if they can try to get some more, maybe maybe a snowball with a Tusk and then the blast off. Maybe they smoke everybody to try to find the Shadow Demon. You are getting to that point of the game where Shadow can take care of himself. One hero, maybe not so bad. I can disrupt myself and get them away. So you might have to start dedicating smokes to start these fights where solely you're looking for the Shadow Demon. That's how you're going to take these right now for KD Stars, because you don't want to lose another one, right? You had the advantage. We're saying they're the tempo. Don't give EG away back in this one, all right?
Yeah, but guess what? He's got an Aeon disc that he can just disassemble if you catch on. You know, it's like that one of the. I love that trick that you can do. Just disassemble it, and it's like, oh well, you're gonna kill me, but I've Aeon disced myself. There you go. And they've also got. Panda's also been throwing out that fire shield, which is it's been doing a lot of work for them. You know, I was thinking 70% damage reduction. It's 85 actually for 3 hits. It's pretty massive. And the cooldown is much lower than the duration, so you can always start fights with it and then get refreshed for like 6 hits. Yeah, pretty massive. And of course, multicasts, which is like all the good things.
Oh yeah, just everything. It's honestly wild, especially knowing that you have Tusk, you have Blast Off, right? You have the SF. This is largely burst damage, especially with the shard, honestly, on the SF. you can watch half of the health of a Shadow Demon disappear. So this is largely a burst lineup. So. Another reason why we're kind of worried as this gets late for KD Stars, because sustained damage is a little bit easier to do, right? This Lena will always poke. Maybe Laguna is a little bit of burst for you, but she'll always have that sustained damage. SF, Tusk, Techies, that's a little bit more bursty.
SF is damage. Come on. SF has got damage.
Maybe you walk into a minefield, right?
I agree though. It's not quite the same. The Tusk and the Tiny, like Tusk was doing a lot great in the early game, but now see Smile, he's he's Tiny with an Aghanim Scepter. If that guy can't do damage, nobody can basically. I don't know if I like what KD Stars is doing, where they're sticking together. I think you can still send Tava bottom lane and keep pressuring that, because you never want to take these 5-on-5 engagements in this situation. No matter what, you want to take the map advantage. You want to split them up. And fighting these 5-on-5, you can lose them, as EG has proven that they can take them. No matter, the map advantage doesn't matter when it's only a small net worth advantage.
They want this so badly. They really want to find C-Smile here. They find the Tiny here. Avalanche shot, but they do have the shards. Snowball in, and there's no one else to help the big rock boy, and no buyback. Roshan's up. This could be how KD Stars get that stranglehold back in this game.
DD Ruin is available. Pakaz, will he go for it? Yeah, he spots it. He wants it.
Oh no, they buy back. He just got the gold on Tiny.
He just got the gold, yeah. Oh man, that was nerve-wracking. So they have a lot of these.
AG, they're trying to this one around. The DD is just beating into Roshan. The blast off. They already popped the BKB from 40R, but the disruption was already there. I mean, Tots, how are you going to get back into this fight if you already used that? They're going to get everybody out of the arena here. Whisper trying to hold the ground, even with the trees on the high there. And look at Kozabilly trying to turn around on this one, but the damage, it's just barely there. They will kill the Mars. Whisper will have to buy back into this one. See Smile, he's already bought. You kill him once, he's gone. 100 seconds. The Tiny is out of this one, but Pakaz is still standing strong. They bought back on King RD as well, so we're seeing it on both sides here, but it seems like KD Stars, they're a little bit more handled to go back into the Roach Pit.
Okay, that was very scary for them, but again, another good ultimate by KJ blocks all the damage coming out from the tiny tree volley. Again, look at that. They always have, it's always going to be pushed in the lane. EG, they don't want to dedicate people to do this. They know the Roshan is important, but you have to send someone. And the moment that someone shows up, KD Stars will just go for the Roshan. They can just go straight away.
They're just going right in for it. They're making you choose. It's either your base or it's Roshan, and they unfortunately have to choose the base. They'll take Magdalena. Kozabilly is able to pick up the Aegis here. I'm unsure. I think that was just the shard, right? Or no. Is that their Roshan? I'm mixing up.
I'm pretty sure I saw the Scepter upgrade here, but I'm not sure who has it. Yeah, it's looks like it's on the Tusk. It's on the Tusk. He's got the kick.
Cool. So that was third Roshan here, and well, with that is a lot of net worth that we've just injected all the way into KD Stars. So we're looking at 17,000. Tusk now able to send someone back. It feels like we finally unlocked that way that I can help you kill the Shadow Demon, right? Just me going on and wasn't enough, but if I kick him back to the rest of my team, then maybe we'll have some help here. So I think that's a nice move for the Tusk.
Oh
man, punch through. What if I could just eliminate one? They take care of the Ogre Magi and disrupt. I believe that was a purge on 40R. He's able to just run away here because even a bit of danger. No, we'll get the force snap away.
Still, Panda does have buyback, and C Smiles is already around. I'm never going to call it over until they get the throne. You know, that's just how scary the Lina is for Pakaz. It's 6%.
Absolutely.
It was 5% a few seconds ago. It's increased somehow. God knows how they do it for EG.
It's just the later it goes. The later it goes, we have a smaller percentage of Lina games lost at this time. So it's just like, you need to end it, all right? The only way you're getting your win percentage back is if it's like 20,000, 30,000 net worth. No one else has buybacks. Then you can have your 55% win rate. Then you can have it.
Forced to get the nullifier on the Lina, by the way, just to deal with all that Guardian Angel Heavenly Grace coming out.
Yeah, no, I like the pickup, and of course it's extra damage as well. You kind of, there's no Maelstrom on the Lina. You did have to get rid of that. Not the worst thing in the world. I kind of like having that for that mixed damage versus the Omni Knight, but you're hard committing into the nullifier being that solution, right? You don't really need that extra right click anymore since you're just getting rid of the physical immunity.
Exactly. I like what you said. It's like, yeah, you want to do magic damage because he, once he goes to the Guardian Angel, it's very helpful. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I'm right clicking, and you gotta get the physical damage out as well because we want to burst one. We want to get one guy out one by one, and that's what the nullifier is for. If you want, the spread damage, that's coming from the tiny tree volley. Which, EG, can they hold?
Sure. This is a hard high ground. I mean, you honestly already mentioned it. The tree throw may be one of the worst things. Okay.
Oh, not yet. That was an accident. That was an accident. All right. You get one freebie, Matthew. You get one freebie.
Yep. Time to unbind. Time to change the chat wheel. All right, get rid of it. I almost guarantee that's what that pause was for, too. It's like, I need to just get rid of that on the chat wheel real quick.
He's like, this is why I spam in pubs. It doesn't work in this situation.
Well, up the high ground here, and they're gonna take this time. I see you had a little in the action. Well, I'm ready to go. They hex up the Ogre Magi, and with the maybe with that save, they actually have it glimmer and the tree throw away. No one wants to go after Panda here, so Honestly, dead to rights, I think, on the Ogre Magi, but a good save there from the supports.
Again, Keystar's very disciplined, you know, they're not willing to just throw their bodies in, they're playing this very carefully, keeping KJ safe. Oh, here we go, speaking of playing
Until
carefully.
someone throws their body in, and the base is going down here, but the Tiny already went in. They get an arena on the back line here, and they're even going to punch in the Tiny into it, into the roots of the Silken Boa. So all of a sudden, your Tiny, this onto the back line, he'll full, and honestly, no one on KD Stars isn't even bashful about anything that happened in that last fight. A jump through with the blast off for KRD. He's starting this one, and he wants to end it for EG. Punch it in the sky on the BKB because able to get the disruption in on 40R, but you have to get away now. A nice shot trying to keep him locked in place, and on the base, it's already out. So much has already eclipsed in the fountain, and it's just impossible for EG to lock into all of it.
And congratulations, KD. So they take the first game of the series. They still have to get another one to beat down EG, but they are they're currently 3-1. Getting 4-1 would give them a really good chance to make it to the Lima Major. EG, I think this might be the first loss of the tournament in any game. Yeah, they've been 2-0ing. They took Fazy down, they took Ravens down, and now they lose to Vivo Keystars, the team that bought their slot in the DPC, if I'm not mistaken. So, man, what an upset. And I gotta ask you, Matt, why do we hire panelists if they give it to us wrong?
I'm not sure. We only had one person who knew that KD Stars was going to be winning this game. It was you. And this is a really huge implication for the playoffs, for the major here, because Beast Coast, they're undefeated right now. EG Kurt was undefeated until we got to this game. And KD Stars, they already lost their first match to Beast Coast. So right now you have this like weird chance where maybe we get into the last week and we have, you know, Beast Coast beat KD, KD beat EG, and that last match of the season, EG versus Beast Coast, they win that one. All of a sudden we've been having a 3-way tie for first place here. So this is incredibly important. KD Stars legitimately keeping themselves alive and possibly in that second spot if they are able to close out this series. And honestly, you couldn't have paid me to say that KD Stars was going to win this game with Alina on Picaz. You can't tell me that's going to be a win for you.
It's amazing what they were able to do with it. No. Oh yeah, it's amazing what they were able to do with it. No, my turn. Imam said it's my turn to talk, and Vivo Keystars with the Omnight pick was incredible. But we do have to go for a little bit of a break to give the panel some time to come on here and tell us what's going to happen. So we're going to go for a break for a few minutes, and we're going to go back to the panel. We'll see you guys in just a bit.